America is one of the largest countries on Earth. It ranks fourth in terms of total size and third in terms of total population. So it goes without any surprise that in this massive country there are many points of interest, if you will. This series is going to explore as many of them as I can find, and I want to make it abundantly clear that the term point of interest will be stretched to its absolute limit. So if you have any suggestions for future video topics, please leave them in the comments and I will credit you as such. Anyway, let's begin. The internet today is one of the biggest drivers of culture amongst the youth and adults alike, and this place is a direct result of that. While the internet can be fickle in choosing what posts or comments go viral, whenever anything geography adjacent hits the algorithm, I tend to take notice, which is probably a sign that I should go outside and actually explore these places, but Google Maps is just a little too convenient sometimes. I mean, let's be real. A few years ago, this image began making the rounds on social media and struck a chord with many Americans and non-Americans alike. For me, it promoted this weird sense of nostalgia, having been familiar with sites similar to this my entire life. But this picture is on a different level. The compact collection of gas stations and fast food spots, all confined within two intersections, makes it seem like this is something out of a parody movie or skit. A throwaway gag to exaggerate the excesses of American society and rural American towns, hours away from the bigger cities. But Breezewood is a real place, and was mocked as such online when this picture first came to prominence a few years ago. While the internet's collective consciousness has probably forgotten about this place by now, I haven't, and I don't think I ever will. The photo was taken by Edward Bertinsky in 2008 from a motel parking lot in Breezewood, Pennsylvania, and was captured from an 80-foot lift to create the effect of looking down from a high vantage point. Bertinsky went through many logistical challenges and even spent a few days trying to capture the proper angle of the monolithic landscape, but eventually produced the iconic photograph that we know today. But how did this roadside hellscape with highway interchanges looking like something out of a city skyline save come to be such? At least my saves. I don't know how you guys play, but highway interchanges, just gonna say it, a little difficult sometimes, so don't judge. Breezewood is not much of a town, but it is a major truck stop and exists as a relic of outdated and easily maneuverable federal law. Breezewood is located at the center of the intersection between I-76, which is the Pennsylvania Turnpike, and the terminus of I-70, which caused a bit of a problem for Pennsylvania. See, when the interchange was built in 1956, a new regulation had just been put in place that made sure that no free highway could merge into a toll road without a viable free secondary option. If no free alternative was made, the government would suspend any further funding for the Pennsylvania Turnpike. In order to avoid this, engineers and planners devised the route that we see today, with I-70 awkwardly stumbling to its conclusion at State Route 30, a free thoroughfare with a nearly 2-mile on-ramp towards the Turnpike just down the road, thus allowing for the usage of a free alternative to the Turnpike. This skirted the rules and allowed for the continual funding of the Pennsylvania Turnpike, but spawned the perfect environment for the crowded cluster of motels, gas stations, and fast food that exists today. Ever since the town's inception in the early 1900s, it has been nothing more than a rest stop with maybe 100 or so people living there. Its evolution is a prime example of a highway exit town, a town that's only existence is to service the travelers passing through and nothing more. Once it's used up, hop back on the turnpike and head for the bigger cities. So what is there to say about Breezewood? Is this really a point of interest? In the traditional sense, no. You can get a very similar feel by just going to almost any rest stop in the nation, and if you're interested in having anything more than a bland experience, you'd be better off going somewhere that actually provides something of interest. But for me, it's different. Seeing the culmination of decades of car dependency and Rust Belt decay in person has a certain charm to it. but I hope to someday visit this place. On that note, thanks for watching. I'm gonna get out of here. Peace.